up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Enthusiast Among Us. Today we're going to be reviewing Mario's M3. What's up, guys? So we're in Mario's car. Mario, why don't you tell us a little bit about your M3?
Yeah, sure. Today we're in a 2017 Jahre Edition M3, Macao Blue. Pretty much limited edition car, about 150 in the States.
Let's get into modifications.
Yep.
You know, this car is definitely modified in all areas, and I love how balanced it is, right?
Thanks.
You've done your exterior, interior,
Yep.
a little, obviously, your engine. So let's get into that. Give us some details.
Yeah, so I fell in love with the look of the car, right? So at first I said to my buddies, I'm going to keep this thing stock. I think it's perfect. And I started watching YouTube videos and seeing what guys were doing with these, with these motors, and the bug hit me. I went in. I decided to get the Dinan Stage 1 tune. Got it on my car. As they're tuning my car, guy calls me up and tells me some dude had ordered some Borsteiner front lip for his car and never picked it up. So I took a look at it, and from there it just spiraled. I went in, got the Stage 1 put on, got the Borsteiner lid put on, and then took the car home. And then I was looking at the car. The front of it looked great, and then the gaps, right?
That bothered you?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh man, I gotta lower this thing. So it went from, all right, I gotta lower it, and then my buddy's like, oh yeah, you got that great front splitter on the car. What are you gonna do with the rest? You gotta get a rear diffuser. So I was like, yeah, you're right. So then I went from front splitter. I threw on some PSM side skirts on it, or side splitters, and then I ended up doing a Dinman spoiler. It's my favorite one.
Yeah. Yeah, this car has got a lot of nice carbon fiber accents to it.
Yeah.
It kind of, you probably saw from the intro clip, but just generally speaking, it blends, my opinion, just seeing the car in person, is that it blends in so nicely.
Yeah.
It's really well done.
Thanks. Yeah, so, it went from, kind of, hey, let's get a little tune on this car and make it a little faster to, I think it was about a 3-week span. The car went from, bone stock to Stage 3. I got the intakes put on Dinan Stage 3. I got the...
So what kind of horsepower is that?
It's about, on paper again, right? Now, keeping this, and I know car guys are gonna hear this comment, right? And I'm not big on kind of talking crank numbers, right? But this is the way that Dinan sells their tunes, right? So looking at the the website advertised numbers, the car's about 575 horsepower at the crank with 550 torque. Wow. Right. It's plenty of power.
Yeah.
You don't really need much more.
No.
Yeah.
Unless at the end of the day, right? When you got that kind of power, it's really weight ratio. It's a couple of other things, and then the real question is, where are you driving it that hard, right? And who are you racing?
Yeah.
Are you really gonna go crazy and try to race the fastest of the fastest? Because if you are, then no, I know you're not.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying in general, then you're in a whole different league.
I'm in the wrong car.
You're in the wrong car.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong
exactly.
car.
So I think you got the right balance on this car. Yeah. Let's talk about your history, right? Because you're a car enthusiast, true and true, right? You've been in the scene for a really long time.
Yeah.
You own a Fox body Mustang that you're trying to build to, very high horsepower amounts. I believe 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
So tell us about your history.
So I actually my first car, I won't say the year, but it was actually a Fox body. I wasn't really into the whole muscle car thing, but my father actually, he pushed me. He was a Ford guy, a diehard Ford guy, so he kind of pushed me towards the Mustang. Loved it. I lightly modified that car when I was 17, 18 years old. I think it was probably like a 300 horsepower car, probably high 12, low 13 second car.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. It was such a great car. Got rid of that, and then I went Audi.
Really?
Yeah, I went to an A4 because now I was, I had a corporate job. I wanted more of a, a classy car. So yeah, I ended up getting rid of the. I had an LX 5.0, 1992, 5-speed car. I mean, great car. I did the gears and 373s in it.
Yeah.
Nice Flowmaster exhaust. I mean, the car sounded amazing. It looked great. Missed it. I mean, I just missed it. And got married. Still had the Audi. I think the Audi was. I put 100,000 miles on that car. We had our son, and I actually convinced my wife that I was going to get another family car, and I ended up getting, and I wasn't proud of this car, but I wanted something fun. I ended up getting a 2006 Mazda RX-8 Touring with the 5 doors.
Okay.
Right? So
you've earned the respect back given your history, but we'll give you a pass on that one.
Yeah, I mean, great handling car. I mean, I'm going from the Audi to that was like, and I'd have my kid, in the baby seat in the back. And I'd zip around with that thing.
All right, I can understand that. I mean, I have a Forester XT as my family car, so you got to pass.
I have one. Horrible on gas, that car.
Surprising, yeah.
Yeah. So got rid of that thing, and then the Mustang bug bit me, and I actually found a Terminator, an 03 Cobra. Again, I'm a big spec guy, right? So I was looking for something I could modify. I wanted something with a strong block. And those things are pretty bulletproof. Good drivetrain's great. The IRS is like the weak spot, but I wasn't going to go, more than like 500s at a wheel with that car.
Sure.
Perfect. So jumped from that to a Z06, the C6 Z06 in yellow. Loved it. Crappy interior, great car. I had that car and a Challenger at the same time. I had a Challenger RT. Yeah, I actually got that for my wife, so she could kind of follow me around. That was a big car. Dumped the C6 Z06 for a Ford Taurus show, a 13. I cried that day. Right. So now I had the Taurus show, and then around that same time, I got a Grabber Blue 13 Mustang GT. Okay. Modified that, RTR kit on it, lowered it, put it on 20s. The car was pretty nice. So I mean...
Well, you know what? Your history is obviously really rich. What I found interesting, you told me when we talked, is that your story about getting your kids to car shows and how...
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that was a... I think I was going through almost like a... I thought they enjoyed it, right? Yeah. So I was taking these guys, I mean, we had chairs, we'd go 4 to 5 times a week to to look at cars, and then you start to notice that it's the same dudes going from one show to another show to another show. So my kids are, they're kind of looking at me like, Dad, we saw this car yesterday, we can't eat hot dogs every night because the little hot dog trucks there. So it kind of led you to finally getting a little bit out of that part of the scene, I assume, and also you mentioned earlier that you needed you upgraded to a BMW. Yeah, right. Yep. And that was to kind of bring your kids in one place because they were kind of feeling separation anxiety. Yep. and then when you kind of look at that car, right, it had the turbo, not a supercharger, but I missed the tunability of a car with some kind of power adder, right? It's like the Cobra. Yeah. The Cobra pulley in a tune, and that thing was flying, right? Yeah. The LS7, when I had the C6, that's, you got to put some big money in, heads and cam packages, and that car I didn't really want to mess with, right? It was a very well-balanced car. So Mario, where would you say this car ranks in terms of the cars that you've owned and have had at least a good drive in it to kind of understand how you can rank it compared to everything that you've experienced? Yeah, I mean, if you look at, I look at tunability. Can I tune this thing? From an appearance perspective, aftermarket. how much aftermarket, how many options do I have out there, right? I mean, when you start looking at this car and how many boxes it ticks, right? It's got the space, it's got the interior, it's got, I mean, I look around this car and I see quality. You know, the aftermarket's there, right? You can go conservative, you can go all out. You know, from an appearance perspective, I mean, you have so many vendors that you can leverage. So, I mean, I rank this car very, very high. It's ticked all my boxes. And the funny thing is, I often think about, you know, hey, I want a new car, because I typically go through cars pretty quick, and I start going through my requirements, and it just brings me back to this car. Right? I just keep coming back, and yeah, I just feel like this car
checks the boxes. Yeah,
definitely checks the boxes. It's a fun car. I mean, I would recommend it.
Mario is a lifelong car enthusiast. His M3 is gorgeous. It was a lot of fun videoing it and experiencing it. It really is the polished gem in his collection. I want to thank Mario for his time and let you guys know that there's many more Enthusiasts Among Us coming soon. So why don't you hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one.